What's up guys, and welcome to another episode of El Jardín Perdido. Today I'll be grafting 2 paw paw seedlings onto a paw paw tree using cleft grafts. Alright. Alright, so a little while ago I traded some of these paw paw seedlings. I actually have 5 of them, which were bare root and dormant that I put in the soil for when they wake up. And I'm thinking, apparently pawpaws, if these are 2-year-old seedlings, they're going to be slow growing. So in order to accelerate this, I'm going to graft onto this with these 2 convenient branches right there, and then we have the leader right here. But the reason why I'm doing this is because I got more pawpaw, because I heard they need other pawpaws to propagate properly and pollinate, cross-pollinate and all that stuff. So rather than trying to put this in the ground, which I will also do, I'm gonna put some of these in the ground, but I'm also going to accelerate the growth of that by grafting onto these 2 branches here. Okay, so the basic things you'll need: some rubbing alcohol to disinfect. I have some pruners here. I have a grafting knife. I'm going to label with a Sharpie, and I have my grafting tape here. So one of the first things you want to do is inspect the rootstock versus the seedling here, or the scion. I'm going to be taking a lot of this off, basically almost the whole thing, for the greater cause. And it will grow back, so it'll be fine. And these are seedlings, they're not grafted already, so I don't have to worry about cutting too close to the rootstock or anything, because it is essentially a rootstock, even though I'm using it as a scion. Now basically this is probably a little flimsy to work with up here, but I'm probably going to take it down to about here, make sure I have a few buds, and come down here. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and start doing that, and I'll work with 1 branch at a time here. And bear with me with the audio, because it got really windy today in Houston. We're getting hopefully the last cold front of the winter as we're heading into spring here soon, which is going to be awesome. So putting a little rubbing alcohol on my tools here. I actually just finished grafting a lime and a lemon seedling onto my grapefruit, which I'm not making a video on yet because it's in the goat pen and there's a lot of dirt and stuff in there, and I didn't want to lug my tripod and everything in there. Right now it's been raining a lot, so it's all mucky and muddy over there. So anyway, my tools are disinfected. And so, like I said, on this seedling, I think I grabbed a different one. No, we'll start with this one. So I do want a nice strong start, which is why I'm going to be clipping off so much. But basically I'm going to clip and make sure things are straight and that I have some nice buds to begin with. Right here I have 3, I'm sure you can't see it too well, but I have 1, 2, 3 buds to work with, which would be great for this graft, them being so close. So I'm gonna clip a little bit above there. And so if these will be wrapped and they'll be on top, I'm gonna go down, play it safe to about here, and give it a snip. And yes, that looks a little sad, but it's for the greater cause, and it should spring back nicely. Actually, you can consider that topping your tree, which I do, especially with avocados and stuff. It'll give the root a little more vigor, starting with a young seedling like that, especially like mango trees and stuff that grow really lanky and tall and just want to shoot up. You want to top them every once in a while to get a thicker trunk there. All right, so I have my fragile little scion here. We're going to take some of this grafting tape and we're going to start wrapping just below that 1 2/3 bud. And we're gonna come up nice and tight. Make sure that top especially is sealed, lock in any moisture. And we're gonna come back down and give it some tension. It's self-adhering, so it'll stick to itself there. Okay, just giving that top a little pinch to make sure it's sealed nicely. So then we'll be making our cleft with the bottom here. So I'm kind of eyeing things up over here. I had a pretty rough summer with this. So I'm also giving it a scratch test to make sure, and there is green there, to make sure that everything's still alive. It is alive, it's just dormant. So it should be coming back with some vigor. I've also planted some shading trees in the vicinity that should surpass it and kind of shade things out. I'm also going to put a moringa on the other side of it that'll shoot up and give it some additional shade. They love shade, pawpaws. Okay, so for this I'm going to give it a snip right below this bud here. And yeah, I guess I could try to propagate that too if I wanted to. And I guess from here, I'll bring you guys in a little closer after I make the quick wedge here. I've explained this in some of my other videos, but I'm gonna try to show you guys how I like to use my knee. Basically, we're making a wedge, making sure it's top, bottom, flush. So I'll put it on my knee here, give it a little swipe, give it a little swipe. And now I'm going to taper that down just a little bit. Actually took off a little more than I wanted to, but this will still work fine. All right, so I'll bring you guys in a little closer. All right, so basically I'm making my wedge up here. Just rocking back and forth slowly, making sure everything's straight. Determining how far down I need to go. That's looking good. I'm gonna grab a roll of some tape. Make sure I have plenty here. We're gonna tie it down here. We're gonna get our wedge in, lined up. So you really want to make contact, especially if the scion is smaller, you want to make contact with either side, if not both, but we're working with a small scion here, and that's going to work just great. We're going to come up, start wrapping, applying a lot of pressure as we come up. Really want to make sure things are tight right here, and we're going to come back down. tight. I'm gonna double that up because I want it to be nice and tight. We're gonna label that seedling A. Okay guys, so we're all done with the first one. Nice and tight, and as spring approaches, it'll break out of dormancy, and hopefully the timing's good here for this time of year. I am going to continue to do this for redundancy purposes. I'm not going to do it on video here today, but I will be doing an update if you guys want to subscribe and keep up. I have several grafting videos, so I will be doing updates on almost everything that I've done. I'll put the little, whichever side, the little eye thing there, and link to the video for that. If you guys have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'm gonna say pawpaws are pretty forgiving because any of these woody, especially the ones that go into dormancy, trees tend to do really well with cleft grafts especially. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions or comments, put them down below, and don't forget to subscribe and keep up with what I've got going on here. All right guys, until next time, thanks for watching.